Hey guys, this is Gaijin Hunter. I wanted to show you the HD opening cinematic for Monster Hunter Generations and Generations Ultimate using the Japanese version because it's the only way to see it in HD. For me, being able to see the world, the characters, the general atmosphere is a really good gauge on whether or not I'm going to be interested in the game. For this opening, this is for Generations. We see all the hunters departing to Burna Village, which is a brand new location, and we see a lot of focus on Prowler or Palico here, because it is a playable character in Monster Hunter Generations and Ultimate. It's definitely my favorite weapon, if you want to consider it a weapon, and very fun. Here we see a hunter in the Burna outfit. This is definitely sort of the main outfit of the game, and they're all excited to go on an adventure, which is exactly what this series is. First up, we're going back to second generation here to the Snowy Mountains. We have the flagship called Gammoth. This Gammoth is actually the first female flagship monster in the series of Monster Hunter. It's been confirmed that all the other ones are male variants of that species. And here we see that they're already in sort of getting on the turf wars with the monsters. Now they don't actually do turf wars in the game, but I think the reception of the monsters going at it in this intro was so well received that it may have inspired Monster Hunter World. Here we have the Gammoth going up against a Tigrex. It's so cool. And here we are in my favorite Yukumo village. This is third generation Monster Hunter games with Mizutsune. Mitsune and Zenogre are in a small turf war over the Misty Peaks by Yukumo Village. There was a lot of fan art sort of thinking that this was girl and boy, but that Mizutsune is actually a male variant. They explain that like in nature and a lot of other animals, because when it gets red its scales get all red and flashy, that's sort of a thing that a male species would do, both to wear off other males and also to attract females by its strength. And here we get this really nice transition over to first generation, and this was with the flagship Rathalos going up against the intruder, the Astalos. Astalos is just ultra aggressive. It's got the guitar theme. It's so cool. And I definitely think that this is a great monster for sort of, challenging who is the king of the sky. We see them fight in the air, and then he sort of knocks him down into the jungles and hills, which is a map from the very first generation of Monster Hunter. And that is what Generations is all about. It's sort of bringing back all the different generations of Monster Hunter in one package so you can enjoy it. Now, while we do have Monster Hunter 4 and 4 Ultimate, this is technically 4th generation as well. So they're going into a brand new map, and they're going to run into one of the new flagship monsters, which is the Glavenus. Sorry for the hiccups, that was actually in the game for some reason. Glavenus is a really cool monster, and here we see the hunters and the prowler have a very hard time against the monster. And one of the cool unique features of this series is styles. Usually in Monster Hunter you have a set moveset and that's it, but Monster Hunter Generations and Ultimate introduce styles which sort of change up your moveset and give you different abilities. Here we see all the hunters using their standard guild style, which is just the standard moveset, but they're in trouble. But of course, leave it up to the cats to inspire everybody, and we're going to see the, I don't know whether it's a charisma, prowler, or what, but it's going to invigorate these hunters to try something new. First up, we have the greatsword user. This is adept style. We see that it can do fancy evades and then powerful counterattacks. We have the aerial style shown with the light bowgun, doing some really cool snazzy moves, and the striker, which is the ultra aggressive style by the female hammer user. Very awesome intro if you ask me. Okay, now we're going to go into the intro movie for Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate, or Monster Hunter Double Cross as we called it in Japan. Now Barioth is a very popular monster. A lot of people wanted it back, so they chose it for the opening monster for this cutscene here. So here we see the Barioth doing some massive damage to the hunters, and we're going to see the Valor style, or we call it the Brave style in English, as well as the Beast Prowler, which is a new type of cat that you can play. Here's the hunter going into the Valor stance. But so he's kind of charging up for some super attacks. But I do like that the focus is on the power of the monsters. It's not just the hunters that are upgraded, but the monsters have a lot of tricks up their sleeve as well. Uh-oh, we're in trouble. And of course, leave it to the cat. Because come on, cats are the best weapon in Monster Hunter Double Cross, if we're going to be honest about ourselves. And this is the Beast Prowler, which is really a new type of melee attack where you use these claws. It's really cool. Here's the hammer holding that Valor stance right there. Is going to fancily evade the attack, then draw into a charge, and then whap on the monster's face. So I really love how this team captures all the styles. I wish they would make a Monster Hunter movie using just this team that does the CG and not some Hollywood director. That would be nice. And of course now we get an intro from the new flagship monster Valstrax, which is kind of like a mix between a falcon and kind of like a comet. So this monster is really surreal in that it soars up to heights that are higher than the hunters have ever been. And this is sort of, talking about the new expansion, which is the G rank expansion. They have a whole new sort of hub town. They're on airships for this expansion, and they're going up to high altitudes to go fight this monster. Now, of course, there's not a lot of story in this game. It's really more of a setting than it is a story. But as far as world building is concerned, I think they did a decent job. I do love that you have this double airship, which you're going to be using as you get further along in the game and go into the higher, harder G rank. This just shows off the main sort of village here on the ship with the the canteen where you eat and all the different NPCs and characters that are involved. Love the outfits. Then here Valstrax comes and shows that it's actually very powerful and to get the heck out of its way. Watch out! Here it comes! I really kind of wish that you fought it on a boat inside the air. That would be pretty sweet. Everybody running to see what it is. And of course, as far as you see it, it's gone. I gotta mention that the music in this game is just unbelievable. Anyways, those were the intros for both Generations and Generation Ultimate. Hope you guys enjoyed seeing them in HD. Hope this interests you a little bit in the world building and sort of the setting of these games. I'm pumped about the Switch version. Let me know down in the comments if you are as well. And until next time, happy hunting.